George R.R. Martin, House of the Dragon, and Butterflies, what does it all mean? So one of the best fantasy authors to ever live, George R. R. Martin, finally gave some of his thoughts about House of the Dragon Season 2 and how it can potentially affect the future of this franchise. He said he understood why some people who read those thick behind books, Fire and Blood, were upset with the scene Blood and Cheese. I agree with his sentiments on this, just didn't have the same dire situation that was presented in the books that we got on Hot D. Doesn't mean the scene wasn't gruesome in itself, it didn't pack a lot of weight, but it wasn't what he wrote down. But hey, the show's its own thing, I understand that. So of course it's not going to be a one-for-one from the book, especially when the book is a fictional history with all those biases. But if it's one thing he wanted us to understand was the butterfly effect. And when you look at Blood and Cheese situation, there was supposed to be another son there from Helena and Aegon II. And apparently George and Kondo had a conversation about, hey man, we might postpone Maelor, but that doesn't mean he's really cut from the series. But based on how they're doing the timeline, there's not really a time jump in between seasons. So essentially, and George pretty much agreed, it seems like the little boy's going to be cut. And this part might be a little spoily for you if you haven't read those thick behind books, people. Does that little 2-year-old boy say anything or do anything spectacular? No, he doesn't. But it's the events that he kind of inspires that, get a lot of things rolling down the line, a lot of things going. That's why it's the butterfly effect. Essentially, not having him be around when all that tragedy happens at Bitterbridge where Maelor loses his life. And then that possibly being one of the factors that lead to Helena jumping off, and falling on those spikes. Like, I'm okay with the show doing its own thing. Like, I think that's great. They're doing their own kind of interpretation on some of these events. But we need those certain character motivations to lead to this, to lead to this, to lead to this. And I think we needed Maelor, people. And they already had to cut 2 episodes from this season. I really hope this doesn't affect the future timeline that they apparently already had written up and how they wanted the different scenes to go. Because if those 2 episodes would have happened now, maybe in between seasons 2 and 3, there could have been enough of a significant time jump to maybe have the birth of Prince Maelor. But I just don't know. I don't know if they know. But I'm going to choose to believe they can fix it, man. I'm going to choose to believe they can right this ship.